Hey everyone, this is Cresso. Hey, in this video I'm going to talk about a very, not a typical dream I had recently. Wow. I have actually more dreams I've been having recently. I'm going to do some couple of videos on it, probably like a little series. I definitely want to share this one I had recently. This dream was animated, okay? And I was observing Satan, okay, fleeing from going from one dimension to another dimension, fleeing from swords. There was like maybe 4 or 5 swords. That's all it was. It was just swords. It was like something that's just some energy, and that's like maybe, I don't know, like an orb, but it had like swords coming out from it, like just swords. And it kept cutting Satan up into pieces. And so I've been watching, and I was the observer in this dream. And every dimension Satan was going, I was going. But I was watching these swords keep cutting Satan up. It just keep cutting Satan up into pieces. And his face, Satan's face was like the eyes was gouging out. Seriously. And it kept cutting all the body of Satan. Alright? And all the way up to the head. And that was what the dream was about. And in the dream, I was saying to myself, what does these swords mean? And then something hit me in that dream, a feeling that the swords was the swords of truth. That's what the swords represented. Truth. Swords of truth. And Satan is just an idea. I will call it an ego self, or you want to call it a dark spirit, but, it represented something. It was symbolic. And, very interesting dream. When in the dream, so after that part was over, in that part of the dream, the next part of that dream, there was something approached me when I was sleeping. And something told me that there was a being, and it was filled with peace. This being told me, whispered in my ear, and told me that everything's okay. Very interesting dream. And yeah, I just want to share that. And about the swords of truth. And I just want to make this real short, this video. I remember I had quite a few dreams in regards to Satan, something that represents this, the idea of Satan. I remember back in 2000, I think 2004 or 5, this was a dream I had, and I was heading out west. I was driving out west, going towards California, and there was a gigantic serpent, okay, was floating, all right, alongside the vehicle, and it looked at me. It was all white. It's a white serpent, and the face of the serpent looked like not a shark, but kind of like a shark, but it didn't have a nose. It just had it opens wide with sharp teeth, and it was floating on the side, alongside of the car, the vehicle. And excuse me, I don't want to give too much details about it in far as the vehicle type, but let me just put it as I was driving a vehicle alongside. There's a reason why I'm saying this. So anyway, so the serpent was trying to enter the car to the passenger side, and I grabbed the sword and I punched the sword into the serpent's mouth, and that was the end. That was the end of the dream. The other dream I had, I will call it an out-of-body experience I had last year. I shared this in my other clips. Last year is one of the most interesting out-of-body experience that Satan confronted me. It was trying to suggest for me to be afraid, and I confronted this dark spirit, and I said, "Do you know who I am?" It was trying to have me. He wanted me to be afraid. Do you know who I am, Cresso? So I said, and I rose up. I was afraid for a moment. I rose up, and again I was saying, "Do you know who I am?" And then Satan became smaller, so small, like my eyes glowed bright. when I confronted Satan, and then yeah, and I went through him. All right. There was another part of that dream, but something entirely different from that. But I wanted to bring these things up as a reference and towards this video. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this mini series. I have more dreams I'm gonna share in my next video on this topic, and it's gonna be, I don't know, I'm just gonna call it Not a Typical Dream, and I'm gonna subtitle to what it is. So, but yeah, this will be the Swords of Truth. Satan runs from the swords of truth. Now, for those that look, I'm not a religious person. I was at one time. Satan is just an idea. It is part of consciousness, whether a lot of people agree or not. I call Satan an ego self. So, as much as we think Satan's an enemy, it is part of source of life. So, I just want to throw that reality to a lot of people that a lot of people may not get it. All right, everybody. Until then, I will be back with another interesting topic. Take care.